All right. Here we are to talk about Dexter Original Sins, Episode 1. I gotta say, I was so pumped when I heard that they were doing this. And I was a big fan of Dexter when it ended. Not the original series finale. I think we all know how we feel about how they ended it in the original series. Terrible. However, when they brought it back for this remake, it was great. Even though the ending little hasty. I mean, Harris, well, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Dexter Original Blood, Dexter is injured at the very end, and it is by the hands of his son, Harrison. So that leaves the end of Dexter Original Blood with us audience members thinking, okay, that's how Dexter ends. He dies. This is it. But then they realize, all right, we can bust this open for a prequel series, which everybody was so happy about. I know us 90s members, I am stoked about it. I was born in 90, so I love seeing all of it, from the clothing to just how they act. I mean, it's fantastic. Seeing Masuka with hair, seeing all these other characters. I mean, it was fantastic. I love it. Harry Morgan, played by one of my favorite actors from Mr. Robot. He is fantastic, I gotta say. I'm so happy about that. But let's get into the episode. So we start with the very beginning of how Dexter Original Blood ended. And that was, as I spoke earlier, about Harrison shooting his father, Dexter. Now, did we know if Dexter died or not? I always have a rule about movie and television. Unless you see them on the bed completely dead or their head severed, they're not dead. There's always a way to bring a character back, especially a character as beloved as Dexter. And that's not only why they've done this Dexter prequel series, but for you other Dexter fans out there, like me, who was super stoked, they are doing Dexter Resurrections for summer of 2025. So we got a lot of good stuff coming in summer. We got the Game of Thrones new prequel, Seven Nights, based on Dunk and Egg. That's going to be Team Extreme. Looking forward to that. But anyway, sorry. Back to Dexter. So yeah, they immediately tell us audience, okay, Dexter survived. So that's fantastic. That opens up the doors for, like I said, this new Dexter series coming in summer of 2025, Dexter Resurrections. We'll see where that goes. I'm very, very excited to see what that story is going to be about, and everything. So I'm so excited. But in this prequel series, we see Dexter in 91. He's in med school. You can tell he is talented. He is just smart. He's the Dexter we know. The casting was, I thought, perfect. I mean, you can just, from the smiles, the facial expressions, everything. I mean, it was fantastic. Even the poster, the half and half, it's unbelievable. I mean, Dexter's face and what's his name, it's just unbelievable. I gotta say, fantastic casting right there. And like I already said, father, love that. I love young Deborah's casting. She's great. I mean, I loved her in the first episode. I pretty much loved every character that I got, from Masuka with hair to everybody. But so once Dexter gets into it, he goes with a party with his sister at college. He shows that he cares about his sister and will fight for her when some guy tries to take advantage of her when she's passed out in her inebriated state. And Dexter, just takes advantage of that situation, and bam, done. And that leads us to them getting home late, and they're about to go hunting the next morning, Dexter and Harry, and they go hunting. And poor Harry, that's when he has a heart attack, because Dexter's kind of explaining to him about his urges growing and how all this stuff that they've been planning, it's just not satisfying his urges anymore. They're going to have to escalate it. And I think that's when Harry understands, and especially because he becomes in a life and death situation, he understands that now it's time for Dexter to truly take up the mantle about what they've been preparing him for all these years. So I think that in that moment when Dexter figures out via his med school, his just checking everything, every meticulous detail that we love Dexter for, he figures out that what's her name, even though in the original series Harry was saying, she's overdosing all of us with extra morphine, but that's neither here nor there. In this series, Dexter figures out that this freaking nurse, this female Dr. Kevorkian nurse, is overdosing her patients with potassium nitrate, which Dexter finds out if you give, in doses within, a certain amount of days, that can kill a person, as his teacher tells him. And Dexter finally asks him, well, also, would that show up on an autopsy? And his teacher said it's nearly undetectable. So it's Dexter right then and there he even says, I've been hanging around a serial killer all this time and I didn't know it. And she, he even finds her, diary, her trophies, as he says. And it's just every newspaper clipping of every patient she's ever overdosed. And that becomes Dexter's first kill, as we learned in the original series. And I just, I loved it. I loved everything. Another thing that just caught me off guard that I love, because I always wanted to know more about Harry Morgan's character and where he came from and everything. They revealed, at least I believe I saw this correctly, that Harry had a son before Dexter ever came along, obviously, and even before Deborah, it looks like. And he tragically drowned. And that is why Harry, when the two children come home from the college party, Harry is like, wide awake, sitting on the couch, smoking a Joe. Like, yeah, when you're a parent, you don't sleep until your children are home. That's just how it goes. And you can see how awesome of a character he is already. And I am so excited. Oh, excuse me. I am so excited for this series to continue. I mean, and I still can't believe that they've already, greenlit Dexter Resurrection for summer 2025. That's fantastic. I mean, I know the Dexter fandom, we all love and miss it and everything, and we all wanted, the ending to be better, or them to go back and maybe, do something about it, which they've done, all these. And I'm so proud of them doing that. And I can't wait to see what is in store for us for the rest of the season. So with that said, I'm Ian Alexander. Thank you for watching, and I will try to be with you for each episode of my favorite shows. I'm hoping to bring it to you with my new camera equipment coming soon, and hopefully a friend of mine's going to be helping me out with all the other stuff so we can get it, some high quality, some good shit, I'm thinking we can get some good stuff in here. Especially about the Team Extreme shows we all love, the shows that keep us, just, oh man, we can't wait for the next episode. That's one of the best feelings for us show watchers like that, who truly love a show like this. I don't know about you guys, but there's always a part of me throughout the week that's just like, oh man, when there's a show of this magnitude, I just cannot wait for that next episode. One of the reasons I love Netflix so much. They drop it all at once, and it's just like, oh, yeah. Well, half now, basically. But that's neither here nor there. Another topic for another day. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. Hopefully, see you for episode 2. All right, I'm out. Later.